A tester during launch week burned through an entire month's paid subscription allowance on a single long prompt. One prompt, one sitting. Gone. And they only found out when the app cut them off mid-task. That's not a rare edge case, that's a documented, real launch week story, and it points directly at the biggest misunderstanding people have about what free or even paid actually means for this specific model. It happens because access to this model isn't one simple system with one simple price. It's three genuinely separate paths, each with a completely different cost structure. And mixing them up in your head is exactly how someone burns through a month's budget in one sitting without realizing it was even possible. I only share methods I test myself, so every access route and every limit in this video came from actually testing this myself. Quick ask before we start. Like this video and subscribe. It genuinely helps. Let's start with the free route because it's genuinely real, not a trick or workaround. Go to the official web app, sign in with just a Google account or a phone number, no credit card required at any point, and you immediately get free chat access, including file uploads and web search built right in. Here's the catch almost every beginner misses, and it's worth understanding clearly before you get excited about free. That free tier does not include the full 1 million token context window that's this model's headline feature. That specific capability sits behind a separate paid subscription tier entirely. So free access here means real, genuine access to the model for normal chat, casual questions, everyday writing help, but not the full flagship scale long context capability that made this model famous in the first place. For evaluating whether you even like how this model responds or for straightforward daily tasks, that free tier is completely sufficient and you should start there before spending anything at all. Now let's cover the second path, the paid consumer subscription, because this is exactly where that launch week horror story actually happened. The subscription unlocks the full context window and faster response speeds directly inside the chat app, and it's priced as a simple flat monthly fee, which sounds predictable and safe. Here's the actual trap. That subscription still enforces usage limits behind the scenes, and heavy generation, especially a single long, complex request, can consume a disproportionate chunk of your entire month's allowance in one shot, which is exactly what happened to that specific tester during launch week. One ambitious prompt, an entire month's usage gone. The lesson here isn't don't use the subscription, it's don't assume a flat monthly price means unlimited or unmetered usage, because it doesn't, and treating it that way is how you end up locked out unexpectedly partway through a month you already paid for. Now let's cover the third path, direct API access, which works completely differently and is actually the more cost-predictable option for real ongoing project work. The official developer API is pay-as-you-go, priced per token with no subscription commitment at all, and it includes automatic prompt caching that can cut your input costs dramatically, often by around 90% on requests that reuse context you've already sent before. There's also a third-party aggregator route exposing this same model behind a single account with straightforward per-token billing, no separate membership tier to manage. You simply add credit and pay for exactly what you actually use. That aggregator route is genuinely useful specifically because it sidesteps the subscription allowance trap entirely. You're never at risk of a single prompt wiping out a fixed monthly budget, since you're paying incrementally for exactly what you actually consume. Now, here's a real practical example connecting all three of these paths together. For casual testing and everyday questions, I stuck with the completely free web chat, and it handled that fine without any issue at all. For one genuinely long, complex task involving a large document, instead of assuming my free tier would somehow stretch to cover it, I deliberately used the pay-as-you-go API route instead, specifically because that path doesn't have the same fixed monthly ceiling that caught that other tester off guard during launch week. That deliberate choice, matching the specific access path to the specific size of the task, is the actual skill here, not blindly picking whichever option sounds most familiar or most unlimited on the surface. Now, here's the mistake that's actually costing people real money right now, and it's exactly the story that opened this video. People see a flat monthly subscription price and mentally translate that into "I can use this as much as I want without worrying about cost," when in reality, a fixed price with hidden usage limits behind it is not the same thing as unlimited access. And heavy, long context tasks specifically are exactly where that gap becomes expensive and sudden. The fix is simple. Before running anything genuinely large or complex, a lengthy document analysis, an extended coding session, a demanding multi-step task, deliberately switch to the pay-as-you-go API route instead of assuming your flat-rate subscription will absorb it painlessly. Since incremental per-token billing protects you from exactly the kind of single-prompt disaster that hit that launch week tester. Treat your subscription as ideal for steady, predictable daily use, and treat the API specifically as your tool for anything unusually large or demanding, rather than assuming one single access method is automatically right for every single situation you'll run into. Here's the golden tip that keeps your actual costs low across all three paths simultaneously. Start every new task by asking yourself honestly how large and how demanding it genuinely is. Quick questions and everyday writing stay on the free web tier. Steady daily use justifies the subscription, and anything unusually large or complex specifically belongs on the metered API route, where prompt caching can meaningfully soften the cost. Also, since this specific model launched extremely recently and access has already hit real capacity constraints during peak demand, always verify current availability and current rate limits directly before building anything you're depending on, rather than assuming today's exact numbers stay fixed for long. That combination, matching your access path deliberately to your actual task size and staying current on a genuinely fast-moving access situation, is what actually keeps this powerful model affordable instead of turning into an unexpected bill or a mid-task lockout. I test new AI deals every week. If a new free method comes out, you'll see it here first. One last practical note before you go try any of this yourself. Pricing, free tier limits, and even temporary promotional free access routes for a model this new shift week to week right now, so a specific number or a specific free route mentioned in this video may already be different by the time you're watching it. Check current terms directly on the official platform before committing to any specific access path for anything you're planning to rely on. In the next video, I'm running the exact same demanding long context task through all three access paths side by side, cost, speed, and actual quality, so you know precisely which route is genuinely worth it for your specific situation. Subscribing is the only way you'll see that comparison before you decide yourself.